So now that we've kind of looked at season 5 a little bit, let's go back. Let's look at the past. Where did the idea come from? Where did it all start, and how did you have that motivation to make a web series?
Starting from when?
Starting from then. So the actual...
What was it called in the beginning?
Oh, it had a lot of different names. It had a lot of different
Yeah,
names.
that's true.
It was really hard to settle on a
Something
name.
about lines.
I can't remember. I won't say them because people might go, oh, that's a much better name.
No, it's not even alphabet.
It's good.
The core idea of someone coming to town, falling in love with someone or having a spark with someone, and then realising that it's their friend's partner. That core idea was I had written up as a feature. So
Was it autobiographical?
no.
I'm not sure if that's a real no. Anyway, moving on.
Everything's autobiographical.
Sorry.
All the flaws from the characters are mine.
Oh.
So that core idea was written. I wrote as a feature script. The feature script didn't quite work, and I had put it aside for a few years. I wasn't happy with how it played out, and then the idea of making a web series. Then I started thinking about making a web series. I had worked on another web series called The Newtown Girls. That I saw the audience that was getting. And doing quite well and being well received. And I realised that if you want to tell stories that aren't necessarily mainstream, or if you want to tell stories that have roles for women, then that might not necessarily make it onto mainstream television. So by making a web series, the possibility is there to make a story that you want to tell and to prove there's an audience. So rather than try and fight through all the gatekeepers, rather than try and have those battles, it was like, let's make a web series, let's make one season, put it out there, see how it goes, see if we can find an audience, and prove that there's a demand for diversity and there's a demand for this content.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I really liked about this web series, is that often I'm just flicking through Netflix looking for a show or a movie that has a female protagonist who's not just the love interest.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to find comedy because I watch a lot of comedy, and unfortunately it's really not there. And then even more specifically, queer films. I mean, there's a huge market out there. Every single TV show or movie that appeals to queer audiences seems to do really well. So
They're asking for the content. Like they
exactly.
want more. They need more.
Yeah. And in fact, sorry.
And I was going to say quality content, because I think what's happened in the past is that lesbian content has had quite a bad reputation because people have gone, I don't see myself represented on screen, so I'm going to get a camera and I'm going to shoot my friends and make a film, and that doesn't work because you need quality actors. You need the audience. You want the audience engaged in a story. You don't want them going, wow, that's really bad acting. So I think the lesbian content in the past has had a bad reputation, but that's definitely changing. And as Bianca said, there is definitely a demand for it. We wanted to prove there was an audience. We've now had 25 million views. So I think that's hard to argue with in terms of what audiences are looking for.
Yeah, and like women go to movies, women go see films,
Actually more than men.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to me that they're not catered for, that there is an audience.
It actually doesn't make economic sense. So many studies have proven that it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even when you look at superhero films, when you have the Avengers and only one of them's female, that's
it's good. They've got some really good, strong female leads, like January Jones that's coming, and Supergirl. I feel like they are starting to realise. I feel like there's a movement around the world to have stronger females represented in leads and shows about them, for them, written by them as well. You need to have the female voice.
Absolutely.
Too.
And Jessica Jones really hit that. It was awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, but
watch it.
I've heard
it's
I've only just got Netflix.
So good.
So.
Okay.
Amazing as well. And she's really strong. She's not. And I think the good thing about women is we're not invulnerable. You can show the softer side, yet still be really strong and tough.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Okay, I know you've talked about this before, on the couch sessions. But how did the cast get involved with the series? How did you first hear about starting from now?
Well, I'd worked with Julie previously on a short film, so she was like, "Do you want to come and be?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I do." That's pretty much exactly how the conversation went. Like, it wasn't that hard. I loved working with you, so it was definitely a yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It worked out, I think.
Yeah, I had the same experience. So I worked with Lauren on a film with Julie, and it was awesome. And then Julie said, "Do you want to come?" And I said, "Yes, please. Yeah, give me something to do."
Great.
And I auditioned.
Okay.
I hadn't met Julie before, and I actually knew Sarah. We went to drama school together. But I knew B through association, but we hadn't actually met. And I knew Lauren, but I'd never met Julie, but I didn't know they were attached to the project. And so then I rocked up for the audition, and Sarah was there, and we gossiped for like 10 minutes before we started doing it.
And that's when they went, "Yes,
Maybe there's some chemistry here.
But we have a history of playing. So we've been teacher, student, we've been
Sisters.
Was that a sexy relationship, teacher-student?
No, but she was a kindergarten student.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, right?
Well, you'd hope
Okay.
not. And so then we were playing sisters, and then we were playing lovers.
Yeah.
So
We've done a lot of things.
yeah, it's cool.
Enjoy it.
And so, still looking back, now that you're up to season 5, you've already filmed it all, and you're about to show it. Are there any parts that you would change? Are there any parts?
Yeah.
God.
I mean, of course.
As a creative, I think if you're ever
Yeah.
100% satisfied with anything you do, then you're not pushing enough or trying enough. And it's constantly searching to play and explore and do more.
Yeah, I find it really hard to watch the earlier seasons. Actually, I find it really hard to watch any of the shows.
Watch anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
hard to watch anything ever.
Yeah, I find it
Yeah.
really hard.
You need to have like a stiff drink and really...
Just like the characters.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's funny though because as soon as you finish writing a script, I think it becomes a series of compromises because you don't have the resources you need,
Of course,
and you're not going to. It's never going to meet the ideal. You're not going to find the ideal locations. You're always going to make a series of compromises. But I think if you keep that vision strong and you know what the show is,
What the core of it is.
then those compromises often really great, amazing things come out of them. So even though it might not be what you initially started with, you can. It's still, I think you find some really great stuff there. But it's funny because I went back before I started writing season 4 because we'd had quite a break. I went back and watched the first 3 seasons, and I actually really liked them. I actually they stood up really well, and I was getting really involved because I had enough time away from it to just kind of watch
Some
it.
perspective,
Yeah.
And it
Anytime
was
you
quite
ever watch
fun.
anything the first time, I find
Yeah.
I hate it. And I go away and I think about it for it, and then the next time I come back, it's not too bad. It's
Yeah.
not as
Yeah.
bad as,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like sometimes you just need a bit of distance.
I think it's hard when it's your face doing
It's
it.
it's painful. It's like torture.
It is a painful
Unless you're
experience,
really
unfortunately.
good.
Nailed it.
Oh, I wish I had that.
Yeah, I don't think I know that.
Very
Oh
good.
yeah, neither.